Hey everyone, welcome to another video. As always, my name is Jay, and today I'm going to be discussing this part 3 of my in-depth review, New Ork Codex. Yay! New Ork Codex. Now, so far we've gone over the warlord traits and the warlords and all that fun stuff. And now it's time to get to the elites. Now I'm going to go in the order. Now I'm supposed to go in troops, but I'm going to go elites now because I don't play by anyone's rules but my own, and not even my own. So let's go by the elites. So the elites section, overall, in this codex, got cheaper. Now the weird thing about it was my favorite elite, the Ludas, got moved to heavy. And I'm going to complain about that. Not a lot, because I don't want to be a whiner. But still, they were my favorite elite. Now they're in the heavy slot, filled with all my other favorite slots, or favorite selections. So now let's go over the elites, and yeah. So that's all I'm saying. The elites basically didn't change much. This codex, the section that was influenced the least, what I'd say would be the elites and the fast. Neither one of them were really affected too much. Most of the elites got slightly cheaper. Tank Busters, I think, got really cheaper, and Snick Rock got much cheaper. But other than that, everything got slightly cheaper. But what they could do didn't really change. So we'll start off with Burna Boys. So as I said, no more Ludas. That's annoying. Burna Boys, same stat line as before, and they automatically have stick bombs in case they want to assault in, which is not really where they want to be. And we'll discuss stick bombs later as well with boys. I did like the fact. Well, I think they also had stick bombs before. Yeah, they did. They used to have stick bombs as well. And they're now at 80 points for 5. So they got, when they went, actually I think they went up in cost, didn't they? Yeah, they actually went up in cost. So Burnas went up in cost by a point. They used to be 15 points each, now they're 16. In the end, not too big of a change. They really do the same thing what they did before. If you liked them before, you'll still like them now. A point really doesn't change much. They're great again, you know, for Overwatch. Next we have Tank Busters. Now as I mentioned, Tank Busters got cheaper. Tank Busters, I think they got cheaper. No, about the same. Well, they're now 65 points. Before, let me just see. Before I think they were 13 points a model as well. So they're not that much big of a change. So that's the thing. Tank Busters. They're an interesting selection too. Yeah, they used to be 15 points a model, now they're down to 13. So yeah, they got dropped by 2 points a model. You can upgrade one to a knob. And they basically have the same rules as before. They have tank hunters. Right? They're made to destroy tanks. They're tank busters. They gotta be able to destroy tanks. But their new cool thing is Glory Hogs in a mission. That is the first blood secondary objective. The Ork player receives double the normal number of victory points from that objective if the first casualty to be removed in the enemy vehicle is an enemy vehicle that was destroyed by an attack made by one or more units of tank busters. So that's cool. So if you get to go first and you destroy your opponent's tank first, you get 2 points, which could actually make a difference in the game. That's pretty cool. Besides that, really not affected. Up next, knobs. Knobs are pretty much the standard elite as well of orcs. The big change in this codex versus the previous one is that you can no longer take knobs as troops, and you can no longer take a pain boy as an upgrade to a knob squad. And both of those are pretty big blows to the orc knob unit. Yeah, pretty much everything else. They got slightly cheaper. They're now 18 points each. They used to be 20, so 2 points less. They still have Slugga Choppa stick bombs. Same rules as before. And the upgrades, I believe, are about the same, if not a point or two cheaper. You can give them war bikes, but war bikes themselves got nerfed, because now they're just bikes. There's nothing special about a war bike anymore. It is just a bike. So no 4+ cover save, regardless of what they do. They get a 5+ jink, and then they have to overwatch the next turn. Right? So war bikes themselves got nerfed, because orcs lost their special bikes. And then you can't take them as troops anymore. So, not bikers. I will see. I think you're going to still see them on the table in the competitive circuit, but they're going to lose their. And they can still score, I guess. So that's good. They're just going to lose some of their hit because they can't have a war boss on a bike and a pain boy on a bike unless they only have one squad, right? Then they use both their HQs, put them together, stick them in a squad, and that one squad will be really strong, but then everything else is going to be susceptible. So I think this new codex, you're really going to have to think about what you want to do and choose very wisely with HQs. Up next, Mega Knobs. Also, there's one boss knob and 2 knobs in the previous one. So I guess that the boss knob is a character and the other knobs are just infantry. And up next, we have the Mega Knobs. And the Mega Knobs are pretty cool. They're 120 points each, which is the same as before. 120 points for a squad of 3. Versus before, they were 30 points each. And they take Power Claws and Kill Saws, and 2 Kill Saws. Let me see what Kill Saws do again. Kill Saws. Because I saw Kill Saws a couple times, and I thought, interesting. Kill Saw. Strength times 2. AP 2. Melee, Armor Bane, Specialist Weapon, Unwieldy. Nice. That's pretty cool. Kill Saws are cool. They replace their Tunling Shuda and Power Claw with 2 Kill Saws. Oh, so you get 2 Kill Saws instead of that. Pretty cool. You get some super close combating ones. That's cool. You take a boss bull or a truck and a battle wagon as a dedicated transport. That's good. They still have no invul. Pretty standard stuff. Next, Commandos. Commandos, same points as before. You have 5 Commandos for 50 points. And you can take a knob. Or you can take Snickrot. Yep. They have Stealth, Infiltrate, Furious Charge. Here we go, move through cover. And Snickrot is 60 points. Used to be 85. So that's a bit of a drop. 25 points. And pretty much the same styling as before. Ambush. If Boss Snickrot joins a unit of commandos that are held in reserves and no other independent characters join the unit, Snickrot's unit can move on from any table edge as they did before. No dice rolls required. They have Stealth. But in addition, Boss Snickrot and his unit have their Stealth replaced with Shrouded special rule on the turn they deploy or arrive from reserves until the start of the next turn. That's good. That'll keep them alive. Unless they're going up against Tau that ignore cover, that'll really help them keep alive. And Boss the Red Skull Commandos. Boss Snickrot can only join the unit of Commandos if Boss Snickrot is included in a detachment that includes at least 1 unit of Commandos. Boss Snickrot does not take up a slot on the Force Organization chart. Cool. His weapon, Strength User, AP 5, Melee Shred. So good stuff there. And that's it. Those are the elites. So, we're only 8 minutes in. Let's do troops. Let's do the troops as well, because the foundation of any army for orcs should be the boy. The boy is what the, hundreds of boys running across the table. And that's what I think the strength of this codex lies. It really does seem like GW wants you to buy 180 boys and run them at your opponent, which is fun for some people. Not for me sometimes. I don't know. I don't like placing 180 boys. Just remove them when your opponent wipes them off. But so this codex, I really don't know what to think about the boys. Good in some ways, bad in others. Yes, boys. So we'll start with the boys. Now, in the old codex, they were 6 points apiece, and that was a pretty good points cost. So I was wondering how they're going to do in this codex. And the big change that they did between last codex and this codex is now there's still 6 points for Slug of Choppa boys. But they now have stick bombs. Stick bombs. That's the big thing. So they kept them the same for points. 6 points each. But they gave them stick bombs, which used to be a 1-point upgrade. So now orc boys charging into assault have a bonus because they don't lose their initiative. They get to go before the claws and the power fists. That being said, the game is not about assault anymore. It's about shooting. And that's where I don't know what to think. Because 7th edition is just like 6th. It's about shooting. It really is about shooting. And I know you can bury a claw in the squad. You can still do that. That was one of the rumors, but you can still upgrade to a knob. And some of the upgrades are cheaper. Like rocket launches have gotten cheaper. They're now 5 points each. And heavy armor is cheaper. It's now 4 points per model instead of 5. So if you were the person who really liked heavy armor Ork Boys with Slugga Choppa, you're in great shape because you save 2 points per model because you get free stick bombs and 1 point less for heavy armor. And so now they're 10 points each, and they are just as good as before. Only problem though is it's about shooting. So most Ork players, including myself, we switched over to Shooter Boys. Excuse me, and that's where they get more expensive. Shooter Boys are now 7 points per model. They went up in cost, which was a really shocking thing to me. I did not see that coming. I thought that they were going to make Slugga Boys 1 point cheaper and Shooter Boys stayed the same in price, because that would have made more sense, because Assault is weaker. Now, obviously they stay the same lines. Assault is weaker, so you get 1 point less per boy. That really hurts. That Shooter Boys are a point more expensive. Now I know they get their free. They get free stick bombs. So basically, it's like they forced you to buy stick bombs. They say you are buying an Ork, you get stick bombs. If you have a Shooter Boy. And stick bombs are great if you're assaulting. Which, if you have Shooter Boys, you probably wouldn't be trying to assault very aggressively. You will try to assault eventually, maybe, and that will help you if you're assaulting to cover. So I don't know what to think. I still think the strength of this codex will lie in Ork Boys. I really feel they're trying to get you to buy 120, 150, 180 Ork Boys and run them across the table. Because it seems like everything else is getting really nerfed or moved around in a weird fashion. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Because the previous codex, the Green Tide, was a very viable option. But there were also many other viable options. Speed Freaks, not Bikers, Truck, Battle Wagon Spam, Canwall. And now, we'll see. I'm still going to try Canwall. I'm going to have fun and play Canwall, but it's just going to be interesting. So boys, same impact. If you like Slugga Choppa Boys, you're in great shape. That's great. And obviously there are all the big impacts of Here We Go and the new mob rule. You know, it did change. Slightly for the weaker, for larger squads, sorry. And you can take a truck as a dedicated transport. Truck stayed the same in pretty much everything. So, I don't know what to think. Leave a comment in the comment section down below what you think. Am I right? Did I get the feel correctly? You know, I think they got better. Because if you run Slugga Choppa Boys, you get free stick bombs. It really just annoys me that it's an extra point for shooters, but obviously they did decrease the price of rocket launches. So if you bring 3 rocket launches in a squad, that essentially pays for half the boys. So, not bad. You know what? I'm going to try to stay positive on this one. So that's not the worst. That's a pretty good... That's not that bad. That's actually pretty good of a trade-off, but I don't know. Next is Gretchen. Gretchen pretty much stayed... they got slightly cheaper. Gretchen used to be... let me see here. Gretchen went from 40 points per squad to 35 points per squad. You get 10 Gretchen in a run herd. Not bad. Gretchen, I think they're still going to be as fun as before, as gimmicky, but that'll be cool. And of course they can take a truck as a dedicated transport. And trucks are in the fast slot. And they basically stayed the same. They're 35 points each. 30 points each, sorry. And have the same thing. But they don't have ramshackle anymore. Or they do have ramshackle. Roll d6 each time a truck suffers a penetrating hit. On the roll of 6, the truck only suffers a glancing hit instead. So they changed ramshackle. It was a lot more fun before and random. Which I said, they removed a lot of the randomness from this codex. I'm not a big fan of that. So now, just on a 6... it only suffers a glancing hit instead of a pen, but no more like it could go this way or it could go that way. And now, yeah, I don't know. A lot of things are going to pen it because it's open-topped. But it's fast, and it's a transport, so it's cool stuff. They'll get your orcs across the table as quick as possible. So I really hope you enjoyed this part of my review. I tried to stay positive, as you said. Not a lot of change in the elite slot. Slight decrease in costs. My biggest thing was they moved Ludas out of the elite slot, and that's going to annoy me for a while, because now I'm not going to be able to field my Ludas in a game if I want to run my can wall. That is annoying. And then boys got a really big trade-off. You know, as I said, shooter boys got a little more expensive, but if you run rockets, it's going to cover the costs. I don't know. I don't know what to think, people. Leave a comment in the comment section down below of what you feel about this Green Tide. I think the Green Tide is going to be the way of the future for this army, and that's unfortunate, because that's only one option. But we'll see. I think can wall will still be fun. So until next time, this is Jay saying, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel if you already done so. It really does help a lot. Like the video. Until next time, happy painting.